I think first of all that the importance is usually echoed to us by our leaders currently, and that is the youth are the future leaders. The youth are the future leaders. So I feel taking that into consideration, it's important to understand the role that just the youth play to begin with, especially more so in entrepreneurship. Why entrepreneurship specifically is that when we look at the context of Namibia, we are a post-conflict society, which means that we are faced with lots of things. Our socio-economic climate is constantly declining, or it's relatively bad. So I feel like when you look at the youth and the youth being capacitated with entrepreneurial skills, it's important to understand that the youth ultimately plays the role, that we need to be at the forefront of anything entrepreneurial. My opinion on entrepreneurship development is it stems off looking at the current school system and the way that our system is basically structured. And it's not to disregard the contributions that are being made by subjects such as entrepreneurship, but I just feel like we don't do enough to mold us as young people into being entrepreneurs. Many times we're taught to aspire to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, but we don't know who is going to sell the cars to these doctors and who's going to sell the cars to these lawyers, who's going to build the hospitals for these doctors to work in. So I feel like our school system doesn't leave a lot of room for us to aspire to be entrepreneurial, doesn't capacitate us to do that, at least not as much as it should, given the context of Namibia. Well, I think that ties directly into the second question, and that is the school system. Firstly, I think it's a step in the excellent direction to endorse this book, because I feel like from our government, it's an echo of how important it is to value a spirit of entrepreneurship. Because we need to understand that in order for any venture to work, or in order for any venture to be successful, we need to make appropriate investments into that venture. Those investments can be in the form of resources, money, time. So I feel like endorsing this is investing resources into echoing how important it is to have, a spirit of entrepreneurship. I feel like that ultimately enables our young people to grow up in a culture and in an atmosphere that teaches and encourages innovative thinking and an understanding that national self-reliance starts with us as the youth, and that our government is mandated and has the responsibility to help me be able to create a job for myself and for my peers in the future. I am the future, and I want to say thank you, NDTC, for creating an enabling and an empowering environment in which I, as the future of this country, can thrive. Thank you, NDTC, for helping put me at the forefront.